Hello friends, welcome to Kiss Up Cards. I'm glad you're joining me here this evening, and I'm going to share with you some really cute paper I'm going to work with and making a bookbinding card. So it's a new card design that I'm going to show you, and you can take it wherever you want it. So let's get to my crafting table right away and show you this stinking cute paper I have and the cute card that we're going to make called a bookbinding card. All right, now at my craft table, I've got some paper picked out, cardstock, and some gems. Now, this mushroom paper is just the cutest, and it is available when you order $75 worth of product. Then if you ordered another $75 worth of product, you could get this for free. So really neat things. Have some paper here. So I'm going to show you a book card. Now we're going to cut our cards a little differently. My scoring blade jumped out, so I need to put that back in. And that's just easy to pop in when it pops out. There we go, just like that, tickety-boo. So I usually score my cards at 4 1/4 and cut at 5 1/2. Well, I'm going to switch that because I find the book card works better with this cut. So I am going to score at 5 1/2. Okay, score at 5 1/2 and cut at 4 1/4. Remember, we're always working in halves with the paper, whether it's scoring one way and cutting the other. And I always score first and cut next. So there's my card. Now there is one other score you want to make. You want to determine which is the front of your card, and you want to score 1 1/2 inches from this line. Or you can choose to work this way, but I'm going to work 1 1/2 inches. So I'm just going to make it like this. Okay. Yeah, 1 1/2. So I'm going to score 1 1/2. So this will be important. Score at 1 1/2. So now I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to score again at 5 1/2. And cut at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to score this at 1 1/2. Oops, not cut. I don't want to cut it. Nope, nope. All right. So I'm going to fold this like that, and that fold will come when we put the card together. So I always determine which is the front of my card, because this overlaps a bit, so I'm just going to turn that over and make this the front of the card. Sometimes it doesn't always fold right. You get a little lap. Just no one's going to see it when it's like this or standing up or when they're opening it. Now, I'm going to show you two different ways to make the card. I've got my paper. I've got it paired together. So one strip is going to go on here. This is going to become your book binding. Okay, so we can already fold this. This is going to get glued down, and this is how your card is going to open up. This becomes a 4 by 4 square. So I can make this so I'll just do it with paper right now. So I'm going to cut a 4 by 4 out of this beautiful mushroom paper. So cutting would be better. a 4x4. And this will go on the front of the card like this. My 4x4 is a little too big. I think I made this too big. Did I do that at 1.5? Yeah, a little bigger than 1.5. So I'm just gonna trim a little bit off of this, just so it will fit a little better on the paper. And that's what you can do to fix it. There we go. That looks good. Okay. And then out of this, now I'm going to keep these because I can use them for the inside of the card or the envelope. So I'm not going to throw that away. Never throw anything away. And then this one is going to be a 4x1 inch. So let's do 1 inch. And then let's do 4. Okay. And this is going to go on here. I think I'm going to, yeah, see 1.5. So I'm going to make that 1.25 inch. See how you can just fix as you measure along if you've done something didn't work very well. I mean, there's just a lot of space around it. You could still use it. I'll show you. There's a lot of space around it and you could still use that. That is not an issue, but I don't want that much space around it. So I've just made a bigger piece. Okay, so I've done that. All right, now putting this together, I'm going to glue this one down. Now people have asked, you know, does the glue make the paper wrinkle or buckle? And I've never had an issue with Stampin' Up! Paper, but it's good quality paper. I think the thinner your paper, the thinner the designer paper, the thinner the cardstock, that's where you might run into some issues. Now, I'm not going to put the front on yet. What I'm going to do on this one is I picked a ribbon. Now you can do all kinds of things with this bookbinding. You can leave it as is. You can put some ribbon on it. So I'm just going to show you how to put some ribbon on it. I'm going to use my Stampin' seal over here. And I'm just going to put a bunch of it because we are eventually going to glue that shut. And that's how I get glue everywhere. I just go off the paper. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this ribbon. And this ribbon is so soft. It is just gorgeous. And I'm going to put it over like this. Grab my scissors and just cut this off. Okay, and now I can seal this down. Okay, so I want to seal that down really well. So this is how the card opens. Now, I could tie a bow, so I could just slip this under here. I could tie a bow, or I could just tie a knot. I think I have to do it this way for it to make me work with it a little better. I feel like I'm all thumbs the other way. You could do a faux knot like that. I'm just going to do that. That looks really cute. Really, really cute. Now I'm going to put this on top and I'm going to use my glue. There we go. And I'm going to glue this on. We have just enough of the paper, the cardstock that you see. And then I'm going to do a 4x4 white inside and decorate that. And then we need a sentiment on there. Just going to do, I've got lots of these little straight pieces of white. So I think I'm going to finish them off, do something with them. See, like these little pieces, I've got those. So that's all I do is I start going through my scrap pile of paper that I haven't thrown away, and I'm like, okay, I can use these, I can use this. I don't want to cover a lot of the mushrooms, so I'd like something smaller, and I'm going to make a banner out of it, but I want to stamp it first. So I'm going to grab a stamp pad to this everyday memories. I just love how I can build the words, but I think I'm going to make a thank you card out of this. Where's my thank you? There it is. Okay. And I got a new color of ink that I'm really excited about trying. It's called Melon Mambo. I needed a pink. I didn't have a pink. So this looks like it goes with this paper really, really well. Okay. So to open it, you just press it where the two dots, where it's opposite of the little mouth there. Just press that down, open it up. Now you can see there's some 4 dots where it's lighter there. You can take a spoon, a plastic spoon, and just make that more even. So, and I have dipped that in way too much. Way too much, way too hard. Okay, this is going to be juicy as well because it's a new stamp set. Now, when you are stamping, you want to just go tap, 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 because you just want it on what you're writing on. And because this is a juicy, really juicy stamp set, I'm not going to have to really press into it because I don't want ink. Remember, I need my foam pad. Okay. That's not going to fit on there, so let me do it on this one. Oh, look at that. That is beautiful. I love that color. That's gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to use my cutter and cover this up because I can see myself getting in that really, really well. I use my cutter to keep it straight. I know it's a short. There we go. And this piece is still good for another sentiment. I think I'm going to do something different. I'm going to cut on an angle. Because I cut on that angle, I'm going to keep this little piece. I want it to go the same way, and I just hold it like this in place and cut like that, and that gives me the same angle. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. The other thing you could do is cut around the words. Like just, here, I'll show you. You can just do something like this. Like make a bubble cloud. That used to be big. That might still be. Just like this, just cut around the word. Like that. And so we can pop that on the card. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to do it with dimensionals, and I think I'm going to need my minis for this one. Oh, I think that looks even better than if it was just, oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. That is so cute. So stinking cute. Now we get some of the gems. These gems are stinking cute as well. So what I do is I open the package from the side because there's that flap that has the adhesive on it and everything sticks to it. But when I do it this way, it tends to stay in the packet and not come out. And I can slide it back and forth in there. So I think I'm going to pick, geez, they're all gorgeous. Pick this color, and I'm not sure where I want to put it. Oh, yeah, the adhesive came with it. Okay, so there is the card, the bookbinding card. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, this is limitless what you can do with it. So let me show you one. Same idea, the bookbinding card, but I'm going to mat the paper behind it. And you'll just see the difference that is. So I'm going to work on that. So we've got our bookbinding card. And so I'm going to work with this. I've got the stripes and the mushrooms. Okay. So this one has to be, no, our card base has to be 4x4. So I think I'm going to use the light and then put the dark on it as a base. Just grab a dark pink. See, it's within arm reach. And I don't have to go far. So with this one, we need a 4x4 and a 4x1. So let's do 4 inches. So we need 4x1. It's 4x1. Oh, I'm gonna have to, let me see. This was 1 inch. So I'm gonna have to go 4 by 1.5. I have to shave a little bit off of it, that I will do that. So here I just adjust where I'm, and let me see. I think I will shave just a little bit, 1/4 of an inch on the side. So nothing like, you know, just make an adjustment. Measure there, that's better. So then my paper, oh, when I flipped it over, this is the other side. So my paper, I just need to make sure that that is 3 3/4. 3 3/4. So I just need to shave a little bit off of it. So look at that. I just have this little bit as a scrap. So I'm going to pop that baby on there and do this like this. And so then I have 4 inches. So I need to cut another, make a square, another 4 inches. Okay. And this is going to be on here. And again, that looks a little big, so I think I'm gonna cut 1/4 of an inch off and see how that works. Always go less because you can cut more off, but you can never cut, like go back. Oh, that's perfect. There we go. I've got little bits of pink I can use on something else. And then the paper, what paper was I using? This one needs to be 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Okay, see, I have to, because I don't have it, I just have it going from bottom and top, And I could leave it like that, absolutely. But I want it all around, so I'm going to shave another 1/4 of an inch off. So I'm just showing you as well what you can do if the measurement doesn't work out. There we go. That's what I want. See, just shaved a 1/4 of an inch off, and I get that dark pink popping up like that. All right, so let's start. I always work on the bookbinding part first, because if you're going to put ribbon or anything on there, you need to be able to do that without it's just the first area I work on. And don't glue this part down until you figured out what you're going to do with this part. Okay, I'm going to glue that there. And I could use this side as well, but I'm going to use the stripes. This is one of my favorite cards layouts to make. Whoops, kind of move that. Thank goodness for some wiggle room. All right, I'm going to take a look through my... Now, I could leave it like that, and then I could just put some gems along the side, 3 gems here. This is quite busy. Oh, I could put the white ones there instead of the ribbon. Let's see what I've got here. No, I don't like that. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, so I do use this instead of the glue. It adheres faster, and it adheres really well. So there, I'm going to just make sure that's all glued down. There we go. And then I'm going to pop these babies on our matting. Okay. Whoops. The matting, and then this cute little picture. And this card, I think why I like this card is it just lets the designer paper do all the work. Like, the designer paper is so gorgeous, you can just let it do all the work. And then I'll do the inside of the card. All right, so let's do some gems. I was going to do the white ones. Oh, they do show up really well. I'll just do 3 on the... There we go, just like that. And then a sentiment. We'll have to get a sentiment on there. This is my first time using this one. Now, if you want it straight, there is like a line there. Move it over this side so I can just make sure that that stamp follows that line, and I'm not doing a very good job. Maybe I should just put it down like this. Pick it up. I don't want to pick it up on the edge. There we go. So when it's long and thin like that, lay it down and then just pick it up, and it picks up beautifully. All right, so I'm going to use the pink again, the Melon Mambo. This might become one of my favorite colors. I don't know. I just like everything. It's and that's how I get covered in ink. So just tap, 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 tap. And because I'm using, I don't want this because it is a red rubber stamp, and so it has the foam pad in it. Cute. Okay, I'm ready to stamp. So I'm going to stamp on here. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And once I started tapping in the ink instead of pressing it in the ink, it made such a difference because I would get ink. Well, I think you saw that at the first time I pressed into that ink pad. Okay, so I'm going to cut it close to here. Kind of just, there we go. And then this end, I'm going to do a banner cut. And you can make those banner cuts as deep as you want or as subtle as you want. Oh, I like that, putting it on the angle. Okay, so let's do some little mini glue dots. And you have to put them in the center as well, otherwise your sentiment will sag. All right. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Beautiful. I don't know. That's my favorite word for cards. Beautiful. Because they are beautiful. Oh, I'll show you the first one I made. That one. So this one was made without the mat, and this one was made with the mat. And just see this one has a bow on the side. This one just has 3 gems, and just how it changes the card. And they're both look great. Both cards I would want to give to a friend. Right. So I'm going to finish these other 2 cards with the other paper that I had. I'm going to finish the envelopes. I'm going to decorate the inside and the envelopes, and then I'll come back to you later with all of that done. Okay, so I finished the cards. I didn't have you watch me the whole process because I showed it to you in the first 2 cards. So here's my first card with the envelope. And I made this one a happy birthday card and then decorated the inside. And inside I just put "You're totally awesome." Okay, so that was card number 1. And I put gems along the side. So this you can decorate to your heart's content. It's just a really versatile recipe for a card, a design for a card. This was the other one I made with the envelope. And I love putting paper on an angle, sentiments on an angle. It just gives a different look to the card. And then I decorated inside as well. It's just a really neat card design. Then this one. So I used a light pink and a dark pink for the backgrounds from the cardstock. And this is just with that purple stripe that's on here. I put a green bow on here, which picks out the green. You probably can't. I don't know if you can see it. There's green leaves in there. So it really picks up the green leaves. They pop now because of the green on the spine there. So you're only limited by your imagination, or your imagination can go wild. And this was the last card I made with the mushrooms. I love this paper. It's so stinking cute. And this one I put this bow on. This bow is so soft. It is just so soft. And then again, I decorated the inside of the card. I put the same sentiment in all the cards. You're so totally awesome, because we're talking about a thank you. You're totally awesome in what you did or gave or whatever. A happy birthday. Our friendship is a thing of beauty. You're so totally awesome. It just fits. It's a sentiment that fits. So that's the bookbinding card. That's the mushroom paper that is free right now because Stamping Up has every January and February they have this where it's a celebration and you get to spend some money, but then after you've spent a certain amount, $75, $150, it goes in increments of $75, you get to pick some free products. And so tonight I used some of the free products. I used this beautiful, cute paper, and I used these purple dots, gems, and they're flat. They're really kind of cool. And so I've used them on the paper as well, and it's just really neat. So I'm going to put the measurements for the card down below, but as you can see, I don't know what happened with my measurements. I don't know. I've made these cards before. The 4x4 works. The 1.5x4 works. I think I went too far in my 1.5. I needed to measure from the other way. I was doing something weird tonight. And so always measure from the edge of your card, not from the middle of your card. I was doing like some really weird thing tonight. Go figure. One of those days for me. It's just, but I showed you how to work with it as well. Like I could have scrapped the whole project, but then I would have been out that paper, or that paper would have been, I had cut it up, and so I hope that you are encouraged that you can make a mistake, but you know what? You can fix it. You can cover it up, but don't scrap it, or maybe just set it aside, walk away, come back. I do that sometimes. I just can get in a funk sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I can't get anything to work. I can't get my measurements to work. It's just, I've wasted, like I've got 2 pieces of cardstock and I still don't have it right. It happens to me too. And it happened to me last night. I was trying to cut something to put in a card, just a white cardstock, and I went through one whole piece. And I'm like, what is wrong with these measurements that I can't? It was too short, it was too long, it was too wide, I tell you, it happens. It happens to the best of us. But don't get your knickers in a twist. Just said, I now have white cardstock in my scrap pile to use for sentiments, and nothing is a waste. And you just do better the next time. So I hope you try the bookbinding card. If you do, I would love to see what you create with this design, card design. It's a really, really neat card. So thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to share these stinking cute cards, sending kindness out, one card at a time.